But yeah, not to not to detract from Fender because it's so close to my heart. It's I can't begin to tell you what that means to me, and Digitech too. It's so close to my heart. It's my first. You were my first love, and you'll be my last love probably. You know, wow, man. Like I was doing that episode about how we're never gonna become Megadeth or Metallica, and we might have if we had privy to those advantages. You know what I'm saying? My favorite, my favorite amp of all time. Well, for the past 10 years or so, I'd say. Hold on. I'd say my first real amplifier though was I had quite a few before I got this one, but I remember working all summer long, about 13, 12 or 13 years old, working all summer long, mowing lawns for these old women that were on my father's postal route. Since he was the mailman, a lot of people used to ask him for favors, like help with their lawn, and they were elderly people, and he'd designate the jobs to me. And I spent one summer mowing lawns, and I got a Fender 35-watt sidekick with reverb springs and a pedal, and it had built-in gain. That changed my life. I started singing through it for the reverb. Then when I was older, they started putting out things like affordable amps. You can get transistorized half stacks like the Fender M80 I'm always talking about, or the little ones like things like the Rad, things like the Rage, with this great new circuitry for over the top distortion. Just beautiful. And then recently I walked into a pawn shop and I found a Fender Mustang amplifier. And I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't believe it. You know, around 2005, 8 through 2008, they were starting to put out amps with digital effects in them, but nothing like the Fender Mustang. Now you could play smart harmonized solos like it was Master of Puppets if you know your keys. You could also learn how to play from a harmonizer. Instead of a TC Electronics harmonizer, it's built right into Fender circuitry if you tune up with the amp. Long echoes, reverse echoes. I don't, and anyone can get one. You can walk into Guitar Center and buy one. Came out in 2010. I didn't hear about it until 2017, 7 years later. And there was a bunch of them they were putting out before too, not as advanced, but with digital effects, and they sounded fucking amazing. One of the favorite amps I got still to this day is my Princeton 1x12, because normally the Princeton was issued with a 10-inch speaker. It's a famous amplifier. A lot of people used it in the studio. But I've got the 1x12 with, with two channels, a dirty channel and a clean channel, and it's got that tremendous reverb to it. Excellent fucking amp. The cat keeps trying to scratch it, but I'm trying to preserve it. Got then I went out and got another Mustang, and I couldn't believe it. It's loaded with like 40 effects boxes of all different types, and the sound is it's in a weird box, and the speaker's weird, and it's a super light amp, but it's incredibly complicated and beautiful sounding. Fender makes incredible amplifiers. Don't you? If you're from my era, don't you remember the days when you would, when suck my dick, you would try to do a bass track, but you didn't own a bass guitar? So you would take out your Digitech pedal, your octave pedal, that maybe you got used for $25, and you turn the mix all the way up, and those were your bass lines on your home demos. Was just a guitar through an octave pedal. Mm-hmm. And I told you this before too. Remember Castle Grayskull? It came with a spring unit. It was a He-Man toy, Skeletor's Castle, and it had a little microphone that came with it. You could pick it up and talk through it. I used to sing through it on my first demo, singing through Skeletor's fucking castle. That's the first time I heard spring reverb. First time I went surfing, it was with Fender. First time I got wet like that. And then I bought Dick Dale albums. And then I stayed in my room and said, "Oh man, I want to do this Hava Nagila Greek Jewish guitar like East Bay Ray." My father was in a band back then. I used to sneak down into his practice room and get out the Allen keys and remove his echo unit from the rack and spend all night fucking with it. Sometimes I fall asleep with it, get caught, get in trouble. Go put my fucking echo back in the fucking rack space. Don't touch it again. Ask me. Hmm. It's sad that that all got ruined for me, but Fender created the perfect marriage of Bluetooth, USB interface between a computer and your amplifier. You felt like God, and you were sorta. And the beautiful graphic user interface. Talk on that show. Nobody's talking to you, piece of shit. Graphic, just the marriage and beauty. You know, take my shit home from a pawn shop. Went online, downloaded the old software. What the fuck is this? All these beautiful amps and beautiful sounds. I think that's the amp in my entire life I had the most fun with. It was the Fender Mustang. Just in awe of the motherfucker. I love this fucking amp. I love this motherfucker. They should make a half stack style version. Yeah, man. The perfect marriage. You know? Digitech did the same thing. They did all their RP pedals you can plug into. It wasn't as addictive though, as the Fender software was. And if that ain't a good start for you, then don't even play the fucking thing. Just to get Echo alone in my day would cost you $500. It's built into the fucking amp. Reverse reverbs, special effects, all kinds of things they patented and used and made. But yeah, I got to a place where they were including smart harmonizers. You just type in your key that you're soloing in. Okay, I'm in F sharp minor here. That used to take they used to take a long time back in the day to stack guitars like that to get that ride the lightning tone. You can get it now available through your amp. If you wanted a smart harmonizer back in '83, you're gonna pay $2,000 for a TC Electronics from Sweden or wherever the fuck it came from. Tell you, one of the prettiest guitars I ever found was wow, I have to keep stopping. They're really enforced today. Gang stock piece of shit. Was those Fender Jazz things and those Fender Jazz Masters that used to come with the felts, a little snap thing on the bridge. Excuse you? Yeah, that's what I thought. And you can snap it down, and you don't have to palm mute anymore. It just comes right out of the guitar. There's little felts that mute the guitar. See these bags of shit? Unreal. Yeah, you get that classic Beach Boys in my room sound, you know? I'd like to just walk up to these scumbags in 76 and just projectile vomit in their fucking face. Be like, you are the most phony bitch ever. Vomit, vomit, cuck. Don't mumble. Piece of shit. Vomit stock. Yeah, and you can mute you could just do the most beautiful muting that your palm couldn't do. Now I'm sick to death. Listen to this piece of shit grumbling crossing the street and shit. Piece of shit. Grumbling piece of shit. But nothing beats an Accutronics reverb tank, man. You know, a big, big, long one, right in the back of your twin. Couple tubes. Somebody was talking about their Fender. If you want to find out if your Fender is genuine, you can just take the pick guard off and look at the bottom. It should be stamped like San Mateo or whatever. Or where is it? No, it's about. They're all, you know, a lot of them in the past 20 years are Mexicali, and they run back and the other shop is one's located in California, the other one's in Mexico, and they're about 50 feet literally from each other. And you should be able to find out on and about what date that piece of plank wood was assembled at the factory by 2 days or so. Should be burned into the bottom. I forget where the company is, but yeah. But I miss that, man, and it made the computer so much closer to my heart at one point. You could just Bluetooth right into your amp, Bluetooth, you know, USB connect, and you can molest the circuit board with your computer interface. Now I fucking hate computers. I need a solid state or a tube amp. I don't trust this shit. They spoiled everything.